Hello, QVS AP Human Geography students. I hope you're having a good weekend, and I hope I didn't stress you out too much with that Essential Unit 1 test. But by this point in time, you should have taken it already so that we can move on to Essential Unit 2. So I want to take the opportunity today to present to you Essential Unit 2 in its totality, but then speak more specifically of what I would like you to accomplish during week 1 of that unit. So in order to do that, let me take you to the course page so that we can get started. So the focus of Essential Unit 2 is world migrations, or population and migration patterns, I should say, to be more specific, because it doesn't just deal with world migration. However, that is the map that I've chosen as the highlight for this unit, but population and migration patterns and processes. What you are going to see when you open this unit tab, so it's just the next one, I'll close it really quick, it's the next one down from Essential Unit 1. So when you open this unit tab, what you are going to see that it is essentially set up or structured in the same way. And the reason that I do that is to help create uniformity from unit to unit. And as we move through the year, you'll be able to move through these activities more effectively, because you're going to see that there's patterns between all of the different units. Now, again, as I said, the topic for this unit is population and migration. If you click on this map, so it tells you here, click on the map above. So if you click on this map, you can listen to an overview from Mr. Sin on the topic within the context of this unit. You could see that it's about a half an hour long. But if you want a good understanding of everything that you're going to learn in this unit, it is definitely worth that half hour. Everything that he says is somewhat summed up here in the paragraph, because this paragraph essentially outlines for you all of the different characteristics or features that we will examine as it relates to population and migration. You're going to learn about a lot of different demographic pieces of data, and you're going to learn how we use that demographic data to have a strong understanding of levels of development within different countries around the world. You'll also then come to understand how that data impacts migration. One of the important features of migration that you will learn, and that I've introduced to you in Unit 1, are push and pull factors. So why people leave countries and go to others, and why people are attracted to other countries. So that is the focus for this unit. You can see that the College Board weights this unit between 12 and 17%, and they suggest that we spend between 19 and 20 class periods on Essential Unit 2 or Topic 2. This unit will be open for 4 weeks. And then the resources that you need for the unit are provided for you here. The unit outcomes are here. The 2 chapters for this unit. So for this unit, it's important to note there are 2 chapters, not just the one. Chapter 2 on population and Chapter 3 on migration. The note-taking template is here, and the place for you to hand in your notes are all the way at the end of the unit during the assessment period. So don't think that you have to upload your notes here. The place for you to upload them are farther down on the unit page. This one will give you lots of different videos from Mr. Sin for all of the different topics in the unit. And then I'll move through those topics one by one really quickly, and then talk to you about what I want you to do in week 1 of Essential Unit 2. The first topic that we'll investigate is called population distribution. So you will examine how populations are distributed across the globe. One feature that we will re-emphasize in this unit or this topic are different types of population density. I introduced those to you in Essential Unit 1, but we will yet again be looking at arithmetic and physiological and agricultural population density, and what those figures tell us about different states at different times. The next topic is 2.2, consequences of population distribution. So policy decisions are made based on populations in states. And I am going to have you consider what the social, political, and economic consequences of population distribution are. The next topic is population composition. So you're going to become familiar with one of the tools that demographers use called population pyramids. We will examine population dynamics and look at how different populations are structured and what that tells about different states at different times. There is a tool called the demographic transition model. In this activity, you'll listen to Mr. Sin and answer some questions in terms of how countries move through different stages of development based on how their populations are structured. You'll do a country study. We'll talk about Malthusian theory related to population. We'll look at population policies from country to country. We will examine the role that women play in demographic change. The next topic is related to aging populations. And then from there, we move into migration. And you can see that there are 3 subtopics related to migration. Now, let me take you back and let me talk about what I want you to do in week 1. In week 1, I would like your focus to be 2.1 and 2.2. So all of the activities that you see here are your responsibilities for week 1. I'm going to give you a lighter load. We will more heavily focus next week on some of the other topics within the context of this unit. The first activity is a population party. So let me talk to you about this activity. I can open it up for you. So let me open that and present this activity to you. It starts out by saying, welcome to the population party. So each one of you will get an email from me. And each one of you will be taking on the role of a different person within the field of the study of population, okay? And in this activity, in taking on the role of that person, you will have to present to us how that person felt about or what their thoughts were on the future of the world as it relates to the area of demographics that they studied in particular. So the purpose of this activity is just to kind of get you in that proper mindset of what we will be looking at in terms of population. So then let me take you back to the main course page and let's take a look at the next activity in this week. This is the second part of the population party. So if you open this, here is where you can gain access to the different roles. So I'm going to move on to the next slide here. And in the next slide, these are all the different people who are going to come to our population party. Now, each of your classmates will be assigned one of these persons. And what you need to do when you get your assignment, you can look through the rest of these slides because there's like little details about each of the persons on the different slides. You need to read your character's bio. You need to research your character and learn about their role within the field of geography. You're going to go to Flipgrid. So I will give you the link to go to Flipgrid. In fact, it's right down here below. And when you get to Flipgrid, you're going to record as if you are this person. So you're going to have to make a recording that's a few minutes long, pretending that you are this demographer. And then after that's done, within the next few weeks, all of your classmates are going to come to this population party. And at the population party, you're going to have to figure out who's who. So again, if I take you back to this second slide here, these are all the different people who are attending. You will be assigned to take on the role of one of those persons, and on Flipgrid, you will have to pretend to be one of those persons, and then your classmates will have to guess who you have presented. It should be fairly fun. I know it's not the usual type of party that you would generally want to go to, but I'm calling it a population party, and hopefully you can find a little bit of fun and entertainment in the process. Moving on from there, you're going to take a look at population distribution. And this is where we're going to just go to Mr. Sin, see what he has to say about how this is an important feature within the context of population. You'll watch a video, you'll answer some questions, you'll even take a look at some maps and analyze them. He's going to present to you some very important features related to population and why people move to the places that they move to, and they're called site and situation factors. And as you examine different site and situation factors, you're going to come to understand how physical features play a role in where people decide to settle. So in this activity, you'll take a look at two countries in particular and examine what the site and situation factors are for those countries and understand why people settle in those two countries that you have chosen. So I want to make it clear there. You get to pick a couple different countries there. And then we'll move on. I want you to do population distribution part 2. So in this activity, again, you will watch a little video, answer some questions. I have you analyzing some maps in terms of how populations are distributed around the world. And then moving on, I want you to move on to consequences of population distribution. So in this activity, we'll look at social, political, and economic factors that have to be taken into consideration as it relates to population densities. The one part of that activity will deal with a process in the United States called gerrymandering and how political districts are created with populations in mind. And then the next activity there again focuses on the United States in terms of how population is used to make decisions in how land is used. You'll be taking a look at where some highways are located in the United States, and with looking at those highways and where they are located, you'll also look at how densely populated those areas where those highways were built are. Because that's one important feature related to population. Where people are, they need to be connected to others. So highways have become very important within the last 50 to 75 years. So that's what I want you to do in week 1 for Essential Unit 2. You can listen to the overview behind the map. You can quite honestly start reading chapter 2 for population, but make sure you get all of the activities within 2.1 and 2.2 done sometime within week 1. Okay, so that is it. I hope you have a good week. I encourage you to contact me if you have any questions. I am happy to help you at any time. I hope you are looking forward to moving on to the next unit and studying population and migration. Have a great day.